Today, let us take up the medical health and medical law, in which we are going to see about euthanasia. Euthanasia means mercy killing of terminally ill or permanent vegetative state persons. And then the word euthanasia is derived from eu. Eu means good, and thanatos means death. So it denotes good death. What is meant by good death? Good death means it is quite natural that all the born people should die a peaceful death and natural death, and it should be a honorable or a death which is giving some sort of peaceful. That is the wish of each and every people. So here we mean that when the terminally ill patients, or when a person has slipped into the vegetative state, that is coma state, or he may not be knowing what he is, and even the brain, the coordination of the brain is not there, even the movement of the limbs and the legs will not be there. When such is the case, the assisted death by the third person is considered necessary. That is known as euthanasia. So euthanasia means the assisted death or assisted the helping of for the death, or by means of some sort of even lethal injection is necessary, then that is also administered. Or even if the complete ventilation and other things are to be removed, that also will be removed. So that is called euthanasia. Then we will see, before going to the topic, we will see some of the terminology. Vegetative state. Vegetative state means they will be in the bed without knowing what is happening around them. Then sodomized. Sodomized means that is that is it is not rape, but it is the intercourse. And Article 21 says about the that is the right to life and liberty. That is Article 21. And then living will, when the person giving his consent to go for the peaceful death, then it is called living will. And terminal illness means the illness which could not be revoked, and when they are in the last stage of the death, that is called terminal illness. Then irrevocable vegetative condition. That means the vegetative condition cannot be revoked by any means. Even by the continuous support of medical, it's like ventilation, oxygen, and so many support, even if it is given, then irrevocability, it cannot be revoked. The original condition, original status of a person, with all with full senses, or that is the stimulus and response, with the stimulus and response is impossible. That is called irrevocable vegetative condition. Another thing, as regards the euthanasia, on March 7, 2011, Supreme Court legalized the passive euthanasia. In euthanasia, the active euthanasia is there, passive euthanasia. Passive means slowly the killing of a person, or death is invited to a person, that is called passive euthanasia. That passive euthanasia is legalized, but in some countries it is not legalized. Then now we will see the type of and the definition of euthanasia is it is called assisted death by the third person. The death will be initiated by the willing of the person or by by our relatives or the close friends like that, then it is called euthanasia. That means the assisted death is called euthanasia. Now we will see the type of euthanasia. There are three types of euthanasia: voluntary, non-voluntary, involuntary. Voluntary means when the person is in the good senses or without any the lunatic condition, that is in complete control over senses, then it is called, then if he gives assent for his death, then it is called voluntary euthanasia. Non-voluntary means not fit to make an informal request, that is not mandatorily fit to make an informal request, that is he is not in a position, the person is not in a position to give mentally, he is not mentally fit to make an informal request, that is mentally he is not may not be in a position to take a decision, that is called non-voluntary. And then involuntary euthanasia, request for termination, that is involuntary, request for termination of life or the inviting of death by another person, by a doctor or by somebody, it is known as involuntary euthanasia. Then now we will see the common cause, that is registered society versus Union of India, that is right to die with dignity. So usually the right to die with dignity and also by the living will, the euthanasia is allowed. Then what is meant by right to die with dignity means that is with all dignified, that is he should not the pain at the time of death, a peaceful death is necessary, that is called right to die. There should not be any pain or mental suffering, mental agony, that is called right to die with dignity. Living will means when the person is in conscious state, then if he wills to end his life because of his terminal condition, terminal illness, or in even before vegetative state, giving his assent, then it is called living will. Then now we will see the so the passive euthanasia was consulted by the Supreme Court. So with regard to the then the individual freedom, constitutional bench. So with regard to the this euthanasia, a case study can be studied, that is called Shenbag, that is Ramachandra Shenbag case, that we can see. In that what happened in the Shenbag case, in that what happened, this is case study, Aruna Ramachandra Shenbag versus Union of India, All India Report 2011, Supreme Court 1290. The case study is the Aruna Ramachandra Shenbag was a staff nurse in Edward Memorial Hospital in Bombay. What happened when she was attending duty during night time, the ward boy wanted to molest her, and while doing so he used the chain, dog chain, and then around the neck she put the dog chain around her neck, and she was made to lie in the floor, and while doing so, and then he also found that ward boy found that she was menstruating, but and then the blood was spilled over the body, and she was in quite unconscious state, and she wanted to molest her. Then so, and then she could not know what happened to her, and then so she entered in coma stage. So like that she was in coma stage for um, from 24th to 60 years, nearly 35 years, he spent his life in coma stage, that is in vegetative state, permanent vegetative state, PVS, permanent vegetative state, that is called PVS. So what happened in this, that is, a plea was made in the High Court of Bombay that the since in 35 years has passed and she could not know what she is in vegetarian, he has become a bony a bone with a matchet of skin was covered in her body. That was the condition of that Aruna Ramchandra Shenbag. But the thing is, the core staff nurses took care of that vegetative coma state lady, that is staff nurse. And what happened after that? Then a plea was made to go for mercy killing, and then finally it was decided by the Chief Justice and other judges that the honor killing can be awarded. So that is the on 9th March, that is 2011, that was awarded. After 35 years, it was awarded. The March 7, 2011, the passive euthanasia was awarded. Then she could not take, she was in the liquid diet, and even she could not gulp the food. Automatically it went, and she survived with all ventilation and other support. Even the excreta and other things, the urine and other things was in her bed. Once in a week they used to clean her body. These things happened. So because it brings integrity to the life, that's why a plea was made, and finally it was agreed that in India the passive euthanasia was made into legal. So the individual freedom, it is called the individual freedom. Constitutional bench consisting of Chief Justice Deepak Misra and Justices A.K. Sikri, A.M. Chan Villar, and D.Y. Chandrachud and Ashok Bhushan. So these were the committees included in this case to decide whether passive euthanasia is allowed or not. So it empowers a person of sound mind and health to make a living will, specifying that on the event of his or her slipping into a terminal medical condition in future, his or her life should not be prolonged through a life support system. What the thing, it empowers a person. So it empowers, the law empowers a sound mind person to make a living will, specifying that in the event of his slipping into terminal illness or in coma condition in future, then his or her life should not be prolonged with a life support system. So unnecessarily it should not be prolonged with a life support system, like ventilation and giving of that saline and other thing. With the life support system, it should not be. That is for that the power was given by the judges. So the Justice A.K. Sikri concurs guidelines. He gave guidelines who can execute a will, that is living will, and assisted suicide. And another thing we have to know what is meant by assisted suicide. Killed by medication. It is offense in England, but withdrawing life-sustaining treatment, a right to die. That is, withdrawing the life support system is right to die. So it is not at all an offense. Then what is critical illness means? The life and death should be equated evenly, and both are having its own merit. That is hang in delicate balance. That is Whenever we are talking about life, we have to talk about the death. Both are respectable. So proper, that is, prefer to die, right to die. These are all the, when we talk about the right to life and right to die also, we should talk equally, by giving equal importance. And lawfully kills himself or commit suicide. These are all certain things. When he commits suicide, when he knows that he is in terminal condition, or when he is in life support system, that is lawfully kills himself, commits suicide, then it is legally valid. Then what is living will? Living will means when the person is terminally ill, right to hasten the death, that is called the living will. To hasten the death by the will, by the living will, it is allowed. Similarly, living will is a written directive to family, physician or health care providers to stop treatment. Another thing, living will means a will. Even before the death, a person gives clear will or a written directive to family members or physician or healthcare assistants to stop the treatment, because only when the treatment is stopped, the death can be ensued. So with that interest only, the living will is made. And then right to life and right to die is giving the equal importance is given. That is, when there is we are talking about right to life, why we right not to live? Right not to live means why the right is not should not be given for the death also. That is right to life, right to die. That is under 309 IPC 1860 talks about the right to life. That is, in the case of P. Ratnam versus Union of India, All India Report 1994, the right to life is permitted, and at the same time, in the case of right to life, does not include in 309 IPC, the same IPC, in the case of Gyan Gaur versus State of Punjab. So in this case, the right to life does not include in 309 IPC. So the right to life, right to die, right to life is allowed. Here right to die is also included. Then assisted suicide or euthanasia is illegal in England, but here it is passive euthanasia is allowed. Right to request for the cessation of treatment is allowed in India, because only when the life support system is stopped, then the death will ensue. So euthanasia என்பது ஒரு கருணை கொலை. கருணை கொலை என்றால் ஒரு ஒரு மனிதன் அது கிரிட்டிக்கல் இல்னஸாக இருக்கும் பொழுது, எந்தவித ட்ரீட்மெண்ட்டும் பலனளிக்காத பொழுது, அல்லது வெஜிடேட்டிவ் கோமா ஸ்டேட்டில் இருக்கும் பொழுது அவர்கள் சாவதற்கு தயாராக இருக்கிறார்கள் என்ற அர்த்தம். அவ்வாறு இருக்கும் பொழுது அசிஸ்டட் டெத் அல்லது அசிஸ்டட் சூசைட் அல்லது பை லீத்தல் டோஸ் ஆஃப் இன்ஜெக்ஷன், தீஸ் திங்ஸ் ஆர் கன்சிடர்ட் நெசசரி. அது 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 குற்றமாகாது என்று இந்த யூத்தனேஷியா தலைப்பின் கீழ் நம்ம அறிந்து கொள்கிறோம். அதோடு அல்லாமல் இதில் ஃபேமஸ் கேஸ் ஸ்டடி ஒன்று, அருணா ராமச்சந்திர ஷன்பாக் வர்சஸ் யூனியன் ஆஃப் இந்தியா. அந்த 35 வருஷமாக கோமா ஸ்டேஜில் இருந்த அந்த ஸ்டாஃப் நர்ஸ், அந்த கேஸ் ஸ்டடியிலே அவருடைய ஒரு ஹானர் போயிட்டது என்று சொல்லலாம். அதற்காக வாதிட்டு முடிவிலே பேசிவ் யூத்தனேஷியா இஸ் அலவுடு. அதாவது ஆக்டிவ் யூத்தனேஷியா என்றால் வேண்டுமென்றே விரைவாக கொல்லாமல் பேசிவாக கொல்லக்கூடிய, டெத்தை வரவழைக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு சட்டத்தை இந்தியா நிறைவேற்றியது. ஸோ with all these things, we conclude this video.